All right, so basically this is literally no theater. This is the first time I am opening this file, the folder for the Brooks story in many years. And I got a friend with me to help check into it. So, it's mostly probably, this is like, there was the initial story where I found all the missing pieces of art, and then this is another thing altogether. And then there was identifying, learning more about the piece that is at LACMA, the Charles Brooks bust by Thomas Crawford, of course. So here, this is just an example of, these are manifests. This is how I found all the what art is missing. So these are all like the manifests from over the years of like art that was at the state house. And also I like got tips about like what art was from like speeches. So like if you look at like stuff like this, like stuff that's mentioned by different politicians. And then look, like pictures. That's like a picture of what is this? This is
musket or something?
Yeah, Major John Buttrick, Northbridge, Concord. I mean, it's literally a musket from Concord, 1775. Okay, and where is it? Who knows?
Someone's Cape House.
Literally. So exactly, right? And then here is like, this is crazy to look at this all these years later. This is, more than a decade later that I did this, and of course, not only it was intentionally ignored. But this is like how I went about it. So this is like the stuff that's missing, and literally hundreds of things bust. Asking the different people I asked about things, flags. I mean, when I say artwork, that's like hundreds. But then it's like there's battle flags. I mean, the thing I always say here, like these are like, I always say like, not a sentimental person at all. And listen, this is for a number of reasons. I think this is important, but it's actually some of these battle flags, like these guys like went to battle, like bled all the way home to Boston Common where the flags were, that was like the flag depot, and then now it's like, then it goes in like some drawer and like somebody takes it out to the Berkshires.
So they have like historians for units.
They
like
do,
the
but
Department of War or whatever.
Yeah, well, in Massachusetts, it's been chronically underfunded, these departments for years.
No, I'm saying the military itself.
Oh, of course.
Like each battalion or higher element.
Actually, you're saying maybe we can look like
find out the most egregious like war stuff that's been taken, and then
check this out. So here's something from 1991. And it's not like I'm not the first person to ever find out that art goes missing. Here's a State House flag project from November 1990. Look, they had a newsletter and everything, right? And this is all this stuff. And it's actually, when I think about what we can actually probably now discover using the resources that exist now. I mean, this isn't exactly early internet, but it's not what we have now. And here's my drafts, because I guess I am a sentimentalist because I never throw anything away. Dozens of interviews that I did for the story. We're all open book here. This is not Watergate, but it is important. Communications, we filed all sorts of FOIA requests, and then of course, there's the whole Miles Connor angle, all these legendary, and I interviewed Miles' attorney, legendary art thief from Milton, one of the great stories. There's actually, anybody out there who's interested in Gardner Heist and stuff, really definitely check out the documentary that came out on Miles Connor last year, maybe the year before. Call it The Wild One, maybe. I don't know. I'll put it in the notes. And then so this is, by the way, this is like the State House actually used to have these. It wasn't just about the art, although mostly it was about the art. And this is like through the years. Look at this. So these are like, they had for years guidebooks of all the art in the State House. So I was able to say, oh, it was in this, it existed in the 1930 something guidebook, but then it wasn't in the 1950. Then it goes on my missing list, right? But there it is, and you'll see all my crazy ass notes in there. And this, of course, I'm going through this in a matter of minutes, but this was like, we're talking about years and years worth of stuff. Here, this is stuff about, and by the way, one of the most famous things to ever go missing is the charter, the Massachusetts charter, and that's a big part of this. Oh yeah, so it was actually the chart. So by the Massachusetts, the Massachusetts charter, and of course the Massachusetts Constitution predates the United States.
Yeah, that's like saying the Declaration of Independence went missing.
Yeah, so the charter went missing. Let's see. Also, here's the list. Ready? More than a dozen oil paintings of notables such as John Adams and Charles Bulfinch, documents including letters from George Washington to John Hancock, a box made from the original Constitution, Indian arrowheads, iron treasures, safes went missing from the 18th century, and of course the marble bust of Brooks. In 1970, a 35 by 54-foot stained glass ceiling, which the Associated Press described as one of the largest skylights in the country. So literally, if anybody knows the Massachusetts State House, the entire dome, or a big part of it, was like a huge, beautiful piece of stained glass that was removed, and from what I was told, was separated at the seams, right? So you have like those, and doled out, So this is something, if you're out there watching this, it's got, what kind of reward can we give people? Big bag of weed if they find it. Yeah, your uncles, retrieve this next time.
You would think the state would give you a reward
at Christmas dinner. So look, this is like there's like dozens of characters that show up here. You know what I mean?
Is there anyone specific that was like notorious for boosting shit out of there?
Well, I mean, everybody boosted shit. Even like there's this one story, Boston Herald reporters in the 50s, just to show how easy it was to steal shit out of there. Just literally went and stole all these like Indian arrowheads and coins and all this stuff, and then like wrote an article about it the next day and then returned it all. I mean, it's just a joke over the years. And listen, the thing about, I couldn't believe that the Patrick administration took this so seriously and was so aggravated by what I had done by revealing this giant, hole, because it wasn't like it was their fault. The shit went on for hundreds of years, but they made sure that they were not going to play ball. This is not like conspiracy time. This is like people in the administration, even after, this is not exactly a serious story to them. People thought it was kind of funny and unfortunate that they didn't. But now we're going to get the bus back. Look, Civil War flags in Massachusetts. I literally went through lists, and this is the other thing. They were pissed at me. I mean, I literally was like, hello, hey, underfunded office that handles the art. How about this battle flag? And and it was like, I mean, the battle flag is just really unfortunate stuff. So if you go into the State House, I'm definitely gonna do a video there about this. Like, there are these giant in the rotunda, I think, area. They're like these facsimiles. They're like this. It's almost like glass, and it looks nice of like flags painted on there.
Yeah,
those are literally stand-ins for real flags. And I, for a year when I was reporting this article, went at the state like, where are the fucking real flags?
And someone who never served a day in the military stole them.
They're in,
like in a frat.
Yeah, I mean, they're in, and I don't want to disparage all the State House people, but really, there was, the runaround is not even the word. It was total bullshit. And, yeah, it turned out, they're in these desks. So first of all, it's like, best possible scenario, they were in desk drawers. Then it's like, oh, well, there was a fire, and in my big article, it's, there was leaks and this and that. Yeah, because it's like old state office building, horsehair walls, literally. So this is just all this shit. But the joke is, of course, that the Gardner paintings, which are never coming back, by the way, everybody wants to obsess over that shit. And this is like an easy win. I've done the work. You could, fucking spend your weekend with your kids instead of in front of your computer. Just put a little pressure, call some people, and let's get the damn bus back. We'll have a nice little party, a bust party. Maybe we get little, drink glasses in that shape. But so here,